Hey, what's up YouTube? In this video, I'll be showing you how to make a police station, and just to let you know, this only includes the actual police station building, the actual building. It doesn't include the inside, or the outside, or the police helicopter, or the police car that I'm also going to be making alongside of this. By the way, can I get some likes for all of that? Not only am I bringing you guys a police station, I'm also going to show you how to do the interior, the exterior, a police car, and a police helicopter. You guys have been asking for all of those for ages. I'd really appreciate it if we could get some thumbs up on this video, if you wouldn't mind. And by the way, for all of those builds, I'm going to be leaving links to all of them in the card system and in the description below. You will have to wait a little while after this tutorial has been posted for all of those, but they will come out pretty quickly, probably within about a week's time of this build. You'll be able to do all of those and have a pretty cool looking police station. That's more than enough talking. If you want to make the actual police station, here's what you're going to need. Grab yourself some polished andesite and some lapis lazuli. Also grab a block of quartz and grab yourselves some stone brick stairs. You'll also want some cyan stained clay and grab yourself some black stained glass. You will also need some iron bars and some glowstone. And you know what, we're probably just about good for now. We'll definitely need some more stuff later on, but for now we'll just have to deal with all of these. So, once you have each one of these materials right here, and once you've figured out where you want to make it, I'll be making it right here. You're going to want to kick off your build with a row of 16 polished andesite on the ground. That's 16, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Like this. And once you have your row of 16, you then want to take this very left-hand block here, this first block that you should have placed, or the 16th block, depending upon which way you went, the very left-hand block here, and you want to, looking back on that road that you've made, go left of this block by 15 with your andesite. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Then, looking back on the road that you've made from this 15th block, we want to have a row of 36. So going left, 36. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36. Then, look back on that row of 36 and going left of this 36th block, you want to do a row of 9. So that'll be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Then, looking back on that row of 9, going left of this, we want to do a row of 21. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21. We then want to take this 21st block and extend it coming forward, and if everything has been done correctly, goddamn, look at this. We have connected all the way back to where we first started, and that is what you want to have. It kind of looks like a really weird looking gun, or actually, you know what, it kind of looks more like a Q shape, doesn't it? Once you've got that taken care of, what we now want to do is add an additional layer of andesite on top of that first initial layer of andesite. So just go all the way around, add a layer of andesite on top of what you just done. It'll take a second or two, but don't worry. Once we've got this taken care of, we're going to be marking out where all of the windows are going to be, where all of the doors are going to be. I say all of the doors, there's only 2 of them. We'll be marking out where all of the windows are, the singular door, and then we'll be doing the same for the second level. Then we'll be adding all of the nice little bits around the building, then we'll be done. It's actually a pretty simple design. So once you have your 2 layers of andesite taken care of, this is what you want to do next. So, starting from on top of this right hand side of this initial row of 16, so can you see here, this is where the entrance is going to be. This is the bit that we built first. Well, starting from the right hand side here, going from left to right, we want to do the sequence of blocks. We want to do 2 blocks of quartz, 2 andesite. We then want to do 2 blocks of quartz, then 1 lapis lazuli, and on top of this lapis lazuli, we want to go up by 3, that's 1, 2, 3. Then we want to go left by 3, that's 1, 2, 3. Then connect back down to the ground. Then from that lapis lazuli that touches the ground, going left here, we want to do a row of 2 quartz, then 2 polished andesite, then 2 quartz, like this. So the front of your police station should look a little bit like this. And you know what, actually, whilst we're here, why don't we do an entrance? I don't know why, I'm feeling like doing this. So take the 2 andesite that are in between the 2 big giant rows of lapis lazuli, extend them coming towards you, each by 1 of the stone brick stairs, and then taper down, doing another row of stone brick stairs, then do a block of quartz all the way around the outside of those stairs, and then you have the entrance to the police station. I don't know why I felt like doing that right now, but I kinda did, and I kinda like it. Once you've got that taken care of, we now want to move on to the left-hand side of the police station, and you want to take this singular quartz block right here, and you want to go left of this by 1 with your quartz, then 2 andesite, 3 quartz, that's 1, 2, 3, 2 andesite, 3 quartz, 2 andesite, 2 quartz. Then on the back of the station, coming left this time, you want to do, hang on gentlemen, we want to do, coming left, 1 quartz, then 2 andesite, then 3 quartz, 2 andesite, 3 quartz, 2 andesite. We then want to do 5 quartz, that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, then 2 andesite. We then want to do 3 quartz, 2 andesite, 3 quartz, 2 andesite, 3 quartz, 2 andesite, 1 quartz. And just to show you what that looks like, because I know that that's a little bit different from, well, what you may have been expecting because we were following a pattern, you want to have something which should look like that. Once you've got that taken care of, we can now come onto the right-hand side of the station. There's not too much here. And going left of this singular quartz, we want to have a quartz, 2 andesite, 2 quartz, 2 andesite, 2 quartz. Then on the front of the station, going left of this single quartz, we want to do 2 andesite, 3 quartz, 2 andesite. Oh, I did say 3 quartz, so that's 3 quartz. Then 2 andesite. Then 3 quartz, 2 andesite, 3 quartz, 2 andesite, and then you just want to do quartz until you come all the way over to the left. So you want to have in total 4 rows of those andesites, and that's right, you should have a row of 4 quartz here. Now, in this empty-ish space that we have here, what we want to do is going left of this block of quartz. Do allow me to adjust my plans because I do have to remember the measurements. We want to go left by 2 with the quartz, then 2 andesite, then 1 quartz. So we want to have something which should look like that. And that's perfect. And just to give you guys a bit of a drop-down view, you want to have something which should look like that. Once you do have that taken care of, this is what we want to do next. So this is actually kind of interesting. On top of each one of these andesites, it signals a window. But there are 2 kinds of window on this police station. There are bars on some windows where the prisoners will be, or, you know, the guys that are just kind of in there, they've had a bit of a rowdy night, they're drunk, they get thrown in the drunk tank. That's where some of these bars will be. And then everywhere else is going to be black stained glass. So let me show you where the bars are. The bars are exclusively on top of the right-hand side of the police station. So this pokey out bit on the right-hand side, this long rectangular hallway, this is where the bars are. So we want to have 2 rows of bars stacked directly on top of each one of these little andesite sections, of which there are quite a few on there. There's a numerous amount of andesites on this right hand side, and we do want to have 2 rows of bars. So once you've done 1, you want to add another, so we just want to add this, and then on top of this we are going to add some polished andesite, I do believe. So yeah, that's exactly what we'll be doing. So once we've added the second row of bars, we'll be adding another layer of polished andesite. And then we'll be doing... So I'd like to say something similar for the other windows, I suppose it is. So once you have the 2 rows of bars, which I've done now, you just want to add the 2 layers of andesite. It looks a little bit weird, actually, like this. It looks as though that those bars shouldn't really be able to support the 2 massive blocks of andesite, doesn't it? Doesn't it kind of look like that, or at least it does to me. But this is what we're doing. It's a little bit fiddly with the iron bars, which is why I decided to grab glass block instead of actually glass pane, because honestly I'm a little tired of using glass pane and I like glass block just as much. So we want to have on the right hand side of the police station something that should look a little bit like this. Now once you've got that taken care of, what we can now do is on top of all of the other remaining sections of andesite, we can on top of them do 2 rows of glass followed by 1 row of lapis lazuli. Simple as that. So go all the way around your police station, and on top of the polished andesite stack 2 rows of black glass, or any other colour glass, to be honest, anything you want. I wouldn't use pink because that's not very intimidating. I like the black because it contrasts well with the grey and the white and the blue. That's why I like it, but you could use a different colour. But I'm using the glass block, and you can use glass pane if you want to. And remember, that's 2 rows of glass followed by 1 row of lapis lazuli. And this just marks out all of the other windows. And once we've done that, I can tell you what we want to do next. So, once you've got that taken care of, all we have to do now is we just have to take out our block of quartz, and we actually want to do rows of block of quartz all the way around our police station until we make the quartz as high as all of the windows. So now that the windows are in, the easy part comes in, which is adding in all of the quartz, and we actually want to add as much quartz in as necessary to connect all of the windows together to make everything as high as the actual windows themselves. And I'll tell you what, after we've done that, we're also going to be adding more quartz, except it'll be easier because it's a little bit more relaxing when we don't have to make sure that that we're going in between the windows. After this, we'll be adding 2 more layers of quartz on top of the layer of quartz that we're going to be adding, so on top of all the windows and the quartz, and then on top of that we'll be adding some more windows and stuff, except all of the windows on the second floor are quite easy because all of the windows on the second floor are regular windows. We don't have like the, I don't want to say inmate windows, but like the prisoner windows. They're not even necessarily prisoners, they're being held prisoner, but not all of the people that are in the police station, I imagine, are prisoners. Like I've said, some of them might have just had a little bit too much to drink, may have had a few too many cocktails or whatever the crazy kids are drinking these days, and they may have just, you know, blacked out, thrown in the drunk tank, and they're not necessarily prisoners. They can go as soon as they've sobered up. What is the definition of a prisoner, I wonder? I guess it's if you're being held captive, maybe you're a prisoner. I wonder if that's what they call them. You're under arrest, I guess. Anyway, once you have added all of the quartz block in between the windows, we now want to, like I've been saying a couple of times, you want to then add 2 layers of quartz directly on top of all of this. And this is going to be a nice little bit of separation between the... As a matter of fact, is it 2 layers of block of quartz, or is it simply 1 layer of block of quartz? I actually think it's 1 layer. I don't want to get this wrong, because it'd obviously be quite bad if we got this wrong. I do feel as though there is just 1. I'm actually scanning my plans quite quickly here, because I do think it is just 1 layer of block of quartz. And that would make more sense. So we just want to add that 1 layer of block of quartz directly on top of everything. So this is going to provide a little bit of separation between the lower half of the police station and the upper half of the police station. So what do we want to do next? Well, on this second layer of the police station, what we actually want to do is above each one of the windows, we want to form another window. And by the way, we also now want to add a window just above the entrance. So just to show you, can you see where I have added the markings for all of the windows? It's just in line with all of the windows on the ground floor, and just that one above the entrance. That's the only one that has been added. So just that one above the entrance, in line with those 2 empty spaces for the entrance. You want to have that. And not only do you, of course, want to do this for the front of the building, but you also want to do the same thing. I'm going to move the andesite and the quartz together before I go mental. But you want to do this for all of the second floor of the building. So it'll take a little while, but wherever you see a window, just mark out where the windows are going to be on the second floor. And as I've already mentioned, the windows on the second floor are actually quite simple, because all of the windows on the second floor are just the regular window. There's no bars or anything on them. There's nobody's being held captive on the second floor, which almost sounds like a bank, captive on the second floor. Nobody's being held captive on the second floor. They are just regular windows, andesite glass, and the lapis lazuli. So you can see that all of those are marked out. Nothing's different. And then obviously on the second floor, what we're now going to want to do is go all the way around, add all of the glass, then add all of the lapis lazuli. And that's the way that I'm going to do it. I'm going to add all of the glass first, just going around in a clockwise fashion. Then I'll add the other layer, and then lapis lazuli, then all of the quartz. Then we'll put the roof on this thing, and then we will add all of the details. So the reason that this police station looks so good, IMO, is because of the details that are added to it. It's not necessarily because the design or the base design is really, really good looking, but it is, by the way. It's just all of the little added details, and they're really, really easy to add as well. Like, all the way around the windows, we're going to be adding added quartz, we're going to be doing some cyan stained clay, and most cases we're going to be adding a little bit of glowstone as well, so the police station will be nice and bright during the night. It's going to look very, very good once we've added everything that we need to add. So just a little bit more glass, and now we're just going to add some lapis lazuli on top of the glass, and those will be all of the windows done. Oh, I didn't realise that I placed the glass there. My bad. How silly of me. So we're going to be doing all of this. Oh, we've also got to give all of the windows windowsills as well, which is what the stone brick stairs are for. So we do have quite a bit to do, really, but it's very, very easy. All of this has been easy so far, I hope. So those are all of the windows. What we now want to do is, with our block of quartz, we now just want to match the quartz. We just want to match the windows with the quartz, so we want to add, what is that? It's going to be 3 layers of block of quartz in total, I do believe. So that's what we want to have here. So I'm having a little bit of a rough time here, aren't I? But we just want to add all of this quartz. It's hard to weave it in between the windows. I keep missing a block or so. It's not good, is it? I need to improve my hand-eye coordination. I'm not sure how to do it. Maybe I need to go to Japan, learn their ways, learn tiger stance of holding the Xbox controller, or maybe I'm more of a bear. Maybe even a sloth. Is there a sloth stance in Japanese martial arts or Asian martial arts, whatever? I feel as though there should be a sloth stance in which you kind of just lie down and go to sleep. If you've ever played Pokemon, if you know what slacking is, that Pokemon, I think that best describes me. You know what, for a Q&A I was asked, what fictional character do you best line up with? I never considered slacking or Snorlax, because honestly, that'd probably be me. That'd probably be me. I don't know how we've gotten onto this topic. These things kind of happen when you just talk to yourself in your room alone whilst you're building a police station along with your subscribers. These things tend to happen. We start talking about weird things, and you just don't know how you got here in any way, shape or form. So we're just filling in all of the empty space here. We're connecting all the windows together. This is going to be the last layer of block of quartz that we add. I do believe this is the last layer, and we want to end up with something that should look a little bit like that. Doesn't that look quite lovely? It does, doesn't it? Well, once you've got that taken care of, as a matter of fact, what I'm now going to do... Sorry about that awkward cut, guys. I just had to confirm a suspicion of mine. So what we're now going to do is we're going to add one final layer of quartz directly on top of the police station. I thought that the final layer on top of the police station was glowstone, but I was wrong. Glowstone is actually going to go all the way around the top of this, but we'll be adding this a little bit later. We also have to give this place a roof. We may as well add the roof, and we may as well add the big giant police sign as well. We may as well do that whilst we're here. As a matter of fact, that's probably what we'll do next. So, once you have added your final layer of quartz on top of your police station, you now want to take out your lapis lazuli block, and you want to, on top of the right hand side of the police station is where the police sign is going to go, and it actually starts, you can see where you have this corner block here, it starts just here. So the first visible row of quartz on the right hand side of the police station, on top of this block, we want to stack a row of 5 lapis lazuli. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We then want to go right by 2. down 2, left 1. That's the P. We then, one row away from this, starting from on top of this block of quartz here, we want to do a row of 5 lapis lazuli coming up. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We then want to go right by 2, connect that down to the ground, and then connect it to itself. That is O. Then one row away from the O, on the quartz block here, we want to do a row of 5 lapis lazuli. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Take the bottom block, extend it to the right by 2. And that's your L. For the I, we want to, again, one row away here, we just want to have a row of 5 lapis lazuli coming up. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Then, one row away from the I, we want to, on top of this block that's one away, do a row of 5 again. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Take the bottom blocks and the top blocks and extend them to the right each by 2. 1, 2, and this will be 1, 2. Then, one row away from this C, we want to, on top of this block of quartz, do a row of 5 lapis lazuli coming up. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Then we want to take the top blocks, we want to take the bottom blocks, the middle blocks, and the top blocks, and we want to extend them to the right each by 2. So you can see that we've now formed the word police. What we also have to do is, like I mentioned, we now have to fill in the roof, and the roof is just going to be completely andesite. So just completely fill the roof area in here with andesite. It'll take you a moment or two. I'm not actually going to do it on recording because it's unnecessary, because it does take a while, and because it is so easy. So I'll be back in just a moment once I myself have filled in this roof with andesite. Do the same thing, guys, and once we've done this, we can start adding all of the details to the station, and trust me, it's going to be quite easy to do it. Okay, so once you yourself have completely filled in the roof of your police station, it may take you a second or two. Once you yourself have completely filled that in, and pause that if necessary, if you're still working on that, of course, we can now advance on to the next bit. So, the next bit is actually quite simple. We want to take out our glowstone, and we want to add 2 layers of glowstone to our police station. We want to add 1 layer of glowstone that goes all the way around the middle of the police station in the row of quartz that separates the bottom windows from the top windows. So we want to kind of like cut our police station in half with glowstone. It'll take a second or two, but that's what we want to do. We also want to add an additional layer of glowstone after this, and we're going to add that layer of glowstone all the way up at the top of the station. So going all the way around the top layer of the quartz at the top of the station, we want to add a layer of glowstone. So we want to cut it in half, and at the very top of your station, you want to have layers of glowstone. Once again, this will take a second or two, it'll take a minute, but once you've got it taken care of, it's taken care of. And what we're going to do after this, you may be wondering to yourselves, well, after this, we're going to be adding a nice little bit of cyan stained clay. That's right, we're going to be adding a nice little bit of cyan stained clay on the outer parts of the glowstone. We're also going to be adding, and by the way, those are the 2 layers of glowstone. Now do the cyan stained clay around it. And once we've added the cyan stained clay, we're going to be adding all of the bits around the windows. So we have a lot to do featuring the windows here. As a matter of fact, almost all of the detail involved in this police station is just about following the windows and accentuating them. That's all we're doing. It's very, very simple. That's why I said it's easy. And this is why the police station is going to look so good, just because of what we're going to be doing here. Because at the moment, not that the police station looks bad per se. It doesn't look bad, does it? Let's have a look at it. It doesn't look terrible, but it can look a lot better, and it's going to look a lot better. You guys have seen the thumbnail. Maybe you've even had a bit of a sneaky preview right at the end. It's going to look pretty good. So we're just adding all of this cyan stained clay. This is at the top now, and we're not even going to see the glowstone that much unless you get right up on the police station. It's only going to serve as a nice little bit of mood lighting, pretty much, and it'll also, like I said, it keeps things nice and light, it looks nice, and it's not even going to be that recognisable once we do add all of the other details to it. So, we have the glowstone, we have the cyan stained clay. What do we do next, you're wondering to yourselves. So, around each one of the windows on the left hand side of the building. Remember that the right hand side of the building and the left hand side of the building are completely different, really. So once you've got your glowstone and cyan stained clay taken care of, what we now want to do is take out our stone brick stairs, and we want to do upside down stone brick stairs underneath each one of the windows. Not only does this include the left hand side of the police station where we have the regular windows, but this also includes the right hand side of the police station where we have the prisoner windows as well. So it's going to take a second or two to accomplish all of this, but of course you guys know that everything takes time. Everything takes time when you're trying to build a pretty swifty looking police station. So we've just about done, we've done the bottom layer, and now we're going to come up to the second layer of windows, and we can add all of the upside down stone brick stairs. So that is facing the wrong way, isn't it? Perfect. Just amended that. We're going to make this look very nice. So let's add all of these, and then we can talk about what we want to do next, because do remember that this isn't going to be it. This isn't going to be it. Not only are we making these windows look good by adding the windowsills onto them, which is what we're doing now, but we're going to make them look good in other ways, and I'll show you what I'm talking about. As a matter of fact, I'll be able to show you in just... Can I show you now? Perfect. So once you've added all of those windowsills, they do look a little bit better, but what we're now going to do, and remember guys, that the right hand side of the police station is almost always different to the left hand side. We want to, on the windows on the right hand side of the station only, this is how we want to do it. So we want to, can you see this bottom window here? One row away from the window, so this here, we want to take these two polished andesite at the base of the police station. We want to extend them out each by one. Then we want to extend out all of the quartz in this same line. So that is just one row away from those windows on the right hand side of the police station on the left hand side. And inevitably we want to do the same thing on the right. So on the right of these windows we want to extend out in between the two windows the two andesite, and then all of the block of quartz in the wall coming out like this. So in between those two windows. And then the same thing here, in between these windows we want to have the andesite and the quartz. And then these on the right, we also want to have the andesite and the quartz poking out. So we have an effect that should look a little bit like this. Doesn't that look a lot better? Do that on the front. The side I actually do believe that we leave alone. The side we leave alone. So also, once you've done that on the front, we want to do the same thing on the back. So on the back I'm just going to mark out all of the andesite, and we just want to have something which should look a little bit. Let me just check how this does look on the back, because the back does look ever so slightly different, remember. So oh, there we go. That's how that looks on the back. It does look a little bit straight. So that's all of the andesite marked out, and of course now we just want to add all of the quartz. So this will be all of the quartz and the andesite marked out on the right hand side of the station, and then we don't have to add any more detail to the windows. That will be that, and it'll leave this side of the police station looking pretty good. You'll be able to see. So if you compare the left hand side of the police station and the right hand side of the police station, doesn't it actually look a lot better on the left? And you've not done too much to it. What do you want to do now? You might be wondering to yourselves. Well, on the left hand side of the station, which this is the back left hand side of the station, outside of all of the windows on the left hand side of the station, you want to do the same thing as you did on the right hand side of the station, except you want to do it directly next to the windows. So can you remember how we did the detail on like one row away from the windows on the right hand side? Well, in this case we want to have the detail right next to the windows. That's how we want to have it, so right next to the windows. So that's where the difference is. And so obviously not only do you just want to do that to one window, but we want to do it to all of the windows, going all the way around the left hand side of the station, around the front of the station. And there's also, if you guys can remember, a tiny little window, or two windows as a matter of fact, two tiny windows on this little crevice here. So we want to have the same thing here, and we just want to remember it's just right next to the window. We want to have our layer of quartz, and we want to have our layer of andesite just directly next to the window, so it'll look like this. and on the front of the station. It's going to make it look so much better, trust me. It makes it look so much nicer this way. It makes the station really pop. From when the station, it went from like a 4 out of 10, and I think that this puts it at a 10 out of 10. I think that it makes it look so much nicer than it previously did. Oh, we also want that detail. Can you see on the second floor, just above the entrance here? We want to have the quartz popping out here also. Can you see what I'm talking about? We just want to have the quartz popping out here also, out in front of that window. And of course, we have to add all of the quartz on the left-hand side. I completely almost forgot about doing that, but we want to add all of this. And we're not going to be completely done once we've added all of this quartz in. We're going to be almost done, but there is going to be just a little bit left to do, just a little bit, not a massive amount. So let me show you what you want to have here. So let's just get this taken care of. We just need to add all of the quartz in here because we did mark everything out with the end in sight. Let's have a look. We've just got this little bit left to do, and I just want to take an angular view of the station just to show you. Doesn't that look 10 times better? Doesn't that look so much better now that all of that's done? That looks like a proper nice police station now. That's got some nice government funding. Well, what do you want to do now? Now we want to take out our cyan stained clay, and you want to, just either side of the entrance, you want to do 2 rows of cyan stained clay that come all the way down from the ground, just either side of the entrance, and connects all the way up to the top. So now that looks even better. Can you see where we had like the holes in the wall previously? We've covered those up with cyan stained clay. Not only can you do this on the front, however, you can do this on the back as well. So on the back, in the same place, so it'll be in between these 2 windows, you can add your layer of cyan stained clay on the back. You don't need it on the back because the windows, because you have like the windows on the front and the bottom, but just for the sake of symmetry, you might want to add that on the back as well, and that makes it look, again, just a nice little bit better. Once you've got that taken care of, you have actually 100% fully completed your police station. Doesn't that look lovely, ladies and gentlemen? Doesn't that look lovely? I think it does anyway. If you guys have managed to build this, because this is the end of it, this is all I'm going to be showing you in this video. This is just the tutorial for the actual police building, which I've shown you. That's the building. It's done. There's nothing more that you have to do to it. If you've enjoyed this video, please give it a like, give it a favorite, give it a share. I'd really appreciate it. I put a lot of time into this, and not only am I making the building, and remember, look out in the card system and the description below for this. I'm going to be making the inside, the outside, that's going to be one video. I'm going to make a police car, that's going to be another video. And I'm going to make a police helicopter, that's going to be another video. So I'm going to be doing all of those videos for you, and hopefully you appreciate them, hopefully you like them. Like, favorite, share if you wouldn't mind. Comment down below, what else do you want me to make next? A lot of you guys are asking for airports, a lot of you guys are asking for fire stations, movie theatres, cinemas, theatres, all sorts of things. You guys are asking for lots of stuff, and as you can see, I am delivering on a lot of this stuff. Like, favorite, share if you wouldn't mind. Comment down below. Subscribe if you haven't already. Subscribe. That's one of the most important things right next to like, favorite, share, and let me know what you want. Subscribe if you haven't. I don't have many things around me, but all you can see in the background is a library. But if you could see it any further, you'd see a school. You'd see a circus. You'd see Iron Man and Captain America and Black Panther all fighting it out. You'd see loads of crazy stuff over there in the background. You'd see a mushroom house, a castle even. You'd even see a castle. How often do you see one of those? Like, favorite, share if you wouldn't mind. Comment down below. Subscribe if you haven't already. Check out the card system for all of the other builds that are going along with this police station. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Don't get arrested.